Hey, yeah, this is Matthew Morgan. Just wanted to come back to make another video about this. Now, as far as this whole following Jesus thing is concerned, some other things I forgot to mention. Jesus, he was a king in the heavens, came down to earth, gave up his heavenly existence to come down here, hang with his, lower brothers and sisters who fell, meaning humans, teach them the right way to go without getting paid. Jesus hung with bums, drug addicts, prostitutes, the lowest of the low, taught all them for free. He told them he knew what they were doing, and he forgave them, and as many as he could put on the right path. Here's the thing. Even Jesus, when he came down here, he was pretty much abused for no reason. He did nothing wrong. All he did was simple. Did what God asked him to do, sacrificed his body to come down here and teach the world free of charge. Didn't matter if you were gay, tranny, a drug addict, a pimp, a prostitute, a bum, a gangbanger, a drug dealer, drug addict, whatever. Jesus loves everyone, whether you're a cheater, liar, manipulator, crooked tax person, Pharaoh, scribe, whoever. He taught everybody. He loved everyone. He didn't like how everyone lived, but he loved everyone. Something a lot of church people don't know how to do. Next thing, to follow Jesus is something that means, first, you have to face your demons or self. You have to face your reality that you're wrong about a lot of stuff. A lot of church people don't do that. You have to learn how to cope with the fact that you got flaws. A lot of church people don't want to do that. Most people in general don't want to do that because you're following behind truth. So, if you're going to follow Jesus sometimes, and people ask Jesus to make them whole, being made whole means you have to face your flaws and somehow try to make them better. Everyone don't want to do that. Then, after which, if you can face your flaws, then you have to get to that reality that everyone around you has flaws. Can you accept people for who they are? Or will you cast people aside because you can? Now, the thing about that is, does not mean you have to deal with everybody, but just try your best to forgive them. Even if you never hang around with them, even if you never want to see them again, he never said you had to hang with them. Never said you had to see them again. All he said is just make things right with your enemies and forgive them. That's it. If you make it right with them, but they don't do it back, that's going to be on their J-Day. They got to deal with that. You don't, you made it right. Next thing, Jesus wore rags. As I said before, he hung with people most people would look down on and laugh at. A lot of church people won't do that because they're ashamed of even trying to be seen with a bum or a prostitute or a drug addict. He sat in the streets talking to people who are less than what people would expect to be human. Because Jesus sees the heart of the person, not the person. So it would surprise you to know who Jesus actually hung out with. A lot of the time, or usually, he never hung with the rich. He never hung with the wealthy, never hung with the best looking, never hung with the most educated, never hung with the most high people, never hung with the most powerful. He hung with people that you wouldn't even think to say hi to on a street corner. He hung with the people you wouldn't even find the most attractive. He hung with people who couldn't afford to buy a loaf of bread off a street corner. He hung with people that stunk, didn't dress the best, weren't the best educated. That's just who Jesus was. He hung with everybody. He didn't hang with just people who had class and prestige and money and fame and were known worldwide. No, he hung with everyone. Mostly everyone that was downtrodden, poor, and down on their luck. That's who he mostly hung with. Because he saw something in them most people ignored. Second thing, Jesus never judged anybody. He knew everyone on this planet had flaws, but he never used anyone's demons against them. The one thing that Jesus always taught people, say it again, the one thing Jesus always taught people, you have to learn how to face your demons. Because a demon loves a person who won't face it. Why? Because as long as you don't face that demon, it can continue making your life a living hell, and there's nothing you can do about it. AKA facing the reality that you got flaws. The more you can face your flaws, the easier you deal with them. Next thing, Jesus always taught, if you are going to say you're going to do something, try your best to keep your word. Because a man only has his word on this planet, nothing else but so. So if you say you're going to do something, try your best to get it done. Honestly. And here's another thing. Now, this whole walking with God situation, and there's things about that I miss talking about. When you walk with God, there's going to be a lot of the time when you doubt He cares, when you doubt He really is, helping you get through stuff. There's times when you're going to stick your middle finger up at Him. There's times when you're going to cuss Him out. There's times when you might want to follow Satan more than Him. There's times when stuff's going to happen that you're like, what the heck, what did I do to deserve this? I did everything you asked me. I don't understand. All this evil's happening to me, but I do everything you asked me to do. And you might think He don't care, but trust me when I tell you, He does. But like I said, because there's a borderline of heaven and hell on this planet, excuse me, good and evil both have to happen to you. God can't always bring His light to you. Satan can't always put his darkness on you. They both have to coexist around you. That's how you learn. But like I said before, all these church people want to claim they follow Jesus. Do you really, or are you just saying that? Because it sounds good and it's something as a Christian people are used to hearing you say. Or when it's time for you to really walk that walk, are you going to be able to do it? Because again, to follow Jesus means you got to forgive a lot of people you don't want to forgive, do right by a lot of people you don't want to, probably even see people do better than you that you don't think deserve to be doing better than you. Just saying. slum with the homeless, be friends to people that most people will look down on, sacrifice some of your time, your energy, and probably some of your materialistic stuff. Just saying. That's what it takes to follow Jesus. Teaching people that you don't think are worthy of being taught for free. Praying for your enemies to do better. So I just want you to understand that that's what happens. You say you're going to follow Jesus, either you do it wholeheartedly or you don't. Just want to put that out there. And for those who go to church, just understand, Jesus ain't in church and never was. So you can keep following what you think Jesus is, but when you pass, you'll find out who he really is. And he's not who the church says he is. I'm out.